I didn't know if pick lock was.
You all watch as Nicholas pulls out his lockpicking kit, and he's sort of giggling to himself, and he's dropping shit on the ground. So Nicholas, staring at the door after you finish your giggle fit, you don't see any seams per se on the top or on the sides, but at the bottom you can clearly see where there's a seam on the bottom of the door. You also don't see what you do appear to see just a very faint track on the sides of the door and at the top, almost as if this door slides up vertically.
I'm gonna stand here like for 5 minutes. I'll use my fingers, like, investigate, and look like I'm really like Sherlock Holmes, and then be like, the door just slides up.
Cyrus says, "Well, that wasn't too hard, no, was it? Out of the way, little man." And with one arm, she reaches down, and let's see if she can, with one arm, heft this thing up. Y'all watch as Sabra digs her fingers under the door and strains for a moment, and it doesn't budge. And she looks and kind of turns and looks a little embarrassed back at you, Samael, and says, "Ugh, swinging my arm at that damn statue. Something wrong. Something wrong with it.
Let me come in there and give you a hand. 3 hands are better than 1, right?
Sure, why not? I'll tell you what. Together, you'd have advantage on your strength check. Make it a strength athletics check for me.
I think it should be half an advantage.
Okay. That was your first check.
Oh, that's right.
With advantage.
I was so happy with my first one.
Okay. So, after a little bit of time, you manage to pull the door up a bit. It still seems to have some give, but you have pulled it about a third of the way. And as you lift the door up, a cold sensation runs up your legs, and a bit of what looks like ethereal green fog begins to creep out from under the door.
Nicholas, what do you see down there? Get down there and take a look.
I'm gonna take a look, lean over and
make
look.
a perception check.
Persuasion.
That's persuasion.
I persuade the green fog to tell me what's inside.
It worked.
I clicked the wrong one.
Again, stop laughing.
Nicholas is still giggling to himself as he gets down on his hands and knees and looks under. And as you
The rest of
stare,
you stay back. I think the green fog is poisonous.
you stare into the chamber. The fog blasting into your face. It has a smell to it of decay and moldering. And as you look into the chamber, you can see a body several feet away from you, lying on the ground, and then a raised dais in the center of a large chamber. And on top of the dais, you see a sarcophagus. Beyond that, peering around the corners, looking to your right and to your left, you see wooden doors. One door to your right appears to be closed shut, and another appears to be open to your left. Just beyond the raised dais of the sarcophagus in the center of the chamber, you see a bit of movement. Something larger than you. It seems to be just beyond it, near a wall, beyond the dais.
All right, Nick, what do you see?
Info dump what you just said. I mean,
Yeah.
Info dump.
yeah.
All right, Nick, listen. In my bag, I've got a second Warhammer for backup. grab it and wedge it underneath this door while me and Sava are still holding it up.
All right, I'm gonna go behind him and grab it and wedge it under the door.
You're going under the door?
He's just going to wedge the warhammer under the door.
Oh, okay. You wedge the warhammer under the door. The door, now you have a purchase not that much higher than, I'd say, just shy of a foot, as the door slides down as you rest the door on top of your warhammer.
Well, he was ready to crawl.
Ladies first. Czar? You up?
Hey, Siegfried would like to investigate, see if there's anything a bit bigger than the warhammer that could be wedged up.
You see several varied size chunks of statue around the chamber. Some, actually, one directly next to you, which seems to have a frozen look of terror. Arms outstretched. One of the arms is broken off at the elbow. But you can just see this face, very lifelike statue, of the look of terror in its face, and deep gouge marks across the chest.
Anything that looks less like it with something to stone, and just like something that saved would be dead.
Nothing much more in this chamber, unfortunately. Looking around, that's all you see is just this cast aside, laying on the ground, frozen in terror statue.
If you're thinking what I'm thinking, no, we shouldn't put Byron in there.
No, I wasn't thinking him. I was hoping maybe there's something a bit bigger than your hammer we could wedge, but it looks like everything in here is a victim. Perhaps we can save them along with Byron.
Quite possibly so, but they look like saving them at this point would be more of a punishment than anything else in their pieces.
This one looks like it's only missing an arm, and living without an arm is a bit better than, never living ever again.
That's true.
Best to give chance than to never even give it.
I mean, I don't mind going.
No, I was joking about you going first. Sabra and I will take the lead. With that, I'm going to drop down and proceed underneath the door.
It's a bit of
Can you fit?
It's a bit uncomfortable for you, and you have to remove your pack, unfortunately, to get under the door.
I still have my shield and hammer.
Your hammer is currently being used to prop the door open, if I'm not mistaken.
I have two.
Oh, you have two hammers.
Sure do. I know you can check my inventory right now, but yeah, I do.
Oh, no, I believe you. So you wish to crawl in first, Samael?
Yes, I'll lead the way. I will leave my pack behind, but I will proceed with my shield and work.
I'm sorry, Jeremy. Can you share the map again?
Sure thing.
Sorry, statues don't talk, Byron.
I was trying to be quiet, but...
Siegfried looks back with a sorrowful look, as if
Heard a
he
voice.
hears the voice of Byron in his head, asking to share something. Like, oh, right.
Samael, as you crawl under the door and right yourself and stand up, you see an unsettling image just beyond the dais. You see a large figure wearing moldering, ragged robes. The robes fall and cascade out behind it, several feet. in a large hooded area where you would assume a head might be, with a bit of an ethereal blue glow emanating from its face. And you see a large tome floating in the air, open in front of it. And you can see a disembodied hand with its pointer index finger extended, and it looks like it is slowly tracing lines on this paper. It turns around and regards you at your entrance into the room.
Welcome. These ones are a bit useless to me now. What can I do for one such as you?
We've come here to investigate the graves and see what's happening here. State your intent.
Oh, my intent. Very simple. I seek to rectify that which was taken.
And what was that?
The tomb was broken into, you see. This one here.
And it sort of gestures with the disembodied hand down to the ground, and immediately in front of the wall, just beyond the dais, you see a person is half sticking out of the stone wall. Its arm and its leg seems to have been pinned and crushed, and the wall, there's just a gout of reddish mass around where its arm and its leg terminate in the wall. And with its other arm, it's currently clutching some sort of chunk of crystalline amber-like substance.
A grave robber, I take it?
Indeed. I was just about to resurrect and have a conversation with this one about her intentions. I've been looking for followers, usually willing followers, but this one will do. My list of followers is a bit short as of late. You are a strange one. I feel something. Come closer.
Where is this being on the map?
Oh, you want me to put it on the map for you?
Yes, please.
Give me 1 second.
Siegfried's curiosity of not being able to allow friends to be alone urges him to slip in under them.
Slip in or stealth in?
Do you really trust? You know what? Yes, I will stealth in. Because if he has that much, if he has,
Is he on ground level?
Yep.
He is.
Is he on ground level or is he on the raised die?
He's just beyond the raised dais, actually, near the wall, and he's that big.
Yeah.
And here is Grablos' crappiest apprentice.
And as you get closer, the moldering robes shift. The book's still hovering in midair next to it, and it sort of turns its shrouded where its head would be, regarding Nicholas and Siegfried as they walk into the room. And it immediately bears gaze at Siegfried and says,
Another one. My friend. Paladin, what is your name?
I am Samael, the Reaper. What are you?
The Reaper, you say? And your friend? Your friend who has so many friends. What is his name?
He speaks for himself.
My name is Siegfried Lockhart. Though where I know someone such as you, my memory seems to be a bit foggy at the moment.
Yes, interesting. And what are your friends' names?
They all are one, if that's what you mean, because I'm very sure I know what you're speaking of, though how you know of it, I do not.
Very curious, Siegfried. Very curious indeed. I'll get back to you in a moment, but first let me finish my conversation with Samael. How rude of me. I am so very sorry, Samael.
For what?
For interrupting you. Now what can I do for you and Siegfried and his many friends?
Well, by my very nature, it appears that I'm not too inclined towards you, but I look over at the grave robber and I grin at him and say, but I do kind of like your style. Tell me, do you happen to know a cure for petrification?
Oh, that. I see you had a run-in with the defenses of this tomb.
Just a slight misstep, but, you know, we can fix it ourselves, but if you're so inclined, we would appreciate it.
Oh, I am always looking for new friends. Perhaps we can help each other.
Speak your terms.
Well, I have 2 terms, and if you may fulfill one or both of them, I will help you in any way that I can. The first
Go
term,
ahead.
as I said before, I have had a bit of a difficult time with keeping followers. Perhaps you could help me with that. If you, or your friend Siegfried, or anyone else I'm sure that is with you at the moment, would be so kind as to accept a gift from me, I will help you.
What is the nature of this gift?
It is a simple token. A ceremonial blade, if you will. All that I ask is that you use the blade in your travels to defeat foes. It's a simple task. And it is a simple device.
I'm already once down. I'll take your blade.
Oh, any one of you can accept this gift. Although you bear the stench of the Coatl, and something else. I am intrigued, and I accept your terms.
And you watch as the large shrouded being sort of exhales out a bit, and you hear the sound of cracking. And a large dagger-like device floats from out the center of the shroud towards you. The handle of which appears to be made of bone, and the blade resembles almost an amethyst-like crystal. Bluish purple, and you can see black veins within the crystal.
If you accept this gift, I will help you with your petrification issue.
You said there were 2 terms.
Oh,
If I
yes.
accept the blade, what is the second?
The second is simple. This one here, which I was just getting to.
And it gestures down to this woman who is half in, half out of the wall.
Has this odious artifact that it removed from the chamber beyond before it collapsed on her. I wish you to remove it from this place. It does not belong here. It never belonged here.
And the anger sort of wells up in its voice, and it booms throughout the chamber as it says that last sentence.
You will take this far from the city of the dead and never return it. I do not care what you do with it. Just do not allow it to enter the city of the dead again. And since I am in a giving mood, I will allow you to take any bits of treasure left behind from these unfortunate souls that have expired. Anything within the chamber is, of course, yours, if you want it.
I'll accept your terms. With that, I'll reach out and grab the dagger, lean over, take the artifact, and place it in my bag.
Okay, I'll put it in your bag.
I'm going to give the creature a smirk and say, I hope I don't live to regret this one day. But if I do, I'll see you around.
Oh, don't worry. I'm sure that it will give you an interesting story to tell your family and friends.
Yeah, it would.
And those items are now in your bag, Samael.
What is your name?
Oh, I have many.
Give me
Those-
one I would know in conversation.
Those who frequent the city of the dead have taken to calling me the Shrouded One. But you may call me Gath.
Very well, Gath. It's been a pleasure.
Indeed. Before you go, I would ask the one known as Siegfried to come here, a little closer.
You don't have to ask me twice. Seeing as you're here a lot, I am going to assume you know a bit of information I may want.
Greetings. You, my friend, you have a touch of destiny about you. And your friend Samael, for that matter. You two will have quite a predicament in the future. But you, Siegfried, you, I fear, will have one a bit sooner rather than later. I take it you were there when it happened.
I was, and I'm going to assume you know more than a few people who were a bit closer than I was.
Indeed. And I know what afflicts you.
I'm going to assume it would take a bit more than some cheese to cure.
You could cure it right now if you wished. But I'm afraid you and your friends would not survive.
I'd rather ensure their safety. After all, my goal is to exactly find out what happened, why it happened, and how to make sure it never happens again.
I will tell you a secret, Siegfried, of the locked heart. Come closer. They are with you always. Your dark passengers. They will remain so until you do something about it. Watch the children for signs. I bid you farewell, Siegfried. I don't imagine we will see each other again anytime soon.
I see. Thank you, Shroud. I will take your advice to heart.
Before you go, the matter of your friend and his petrification problem. Take this.
And you see the disembodied hand flip several of the pages, and then back a few times, and then forward 6 or 7 times more. And it reaches the disembodied hand into the book. And the disembodied hand disappears into the pages, and a blue ethereal glow emanates from the pages of the book. And it pulls a crystal goblet, stoppered on the end.
If you should need, this will help you.
You have my gratitude, as he grabs the cup.
You may go on your business, Siegfried. I bid thee farewell. And again, please, feel free to gather any items. But do be careful for the traps.
My only goal is to spread hope, and I doubt anything around here would help me achieve that, especially if it's from the corpse of grave robber.
Oh, I sense that one among you would be most gracious if you delivered an item too that I can sense beyond the door. A follower of the sovereign host. Her goodness oozes through the door. It's blinding, disgusting. Take your trinkets and go.
Samael, why don't you grab them, and you, Shroud? I'm afraid that I'll be oozing off of you because I have my own plans to the future. Though, I'll always keep you in mind, because no matter how bright the light is, there's always a darkness to go along with it.
I bid thee farewell, Siegfried of the Locked Heart.
Siegfried smirks and waves as he returns to the party. Samael, if you'd like to raid the corpses, you know how I personally feel about such things, and I could not bring myself to.
I understand, friend, but check the area for traps for me first. I don't feel like being splattered into a wall.
I don't know if I'm the best for that. Let me give it a try, though.
Actually, go ahead and pass that stuff through the doorway back to Zara so she can get Byron back up and running. Get her to send Nick back over here.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Hey, Zara. I have something for Byron. I also send Nick back over. He's better at this trap stuff than
Okay, alright. Nick. Siegfried has something to you, probably to investigate, make sure there's no... And I, hold my hand out.
Okay, I'm coming.
I give her the...
Zara, as you reach closer toward the chamber through the opening in the door, you hear an audible hiss in the chamber, filling the chamber, and a rattling what sounds like bones.
Get away from me.
Take it and move away quickly.
I take it and scamper away from the door.
Savra says,
What is going on in there? You've been in there flapping your gums forever. Did you find the grave robbers or not?
The voice of an angel.
They're all dead.
Well, that's incredible news.
I look to Samael. Looks like you're not the only one shrouded in darkness, huh?
No, I'm not. But it's been my experience that sometimes even the greatest evils can sometimes do good. Show patience.
I nod my head and slip under the door back to the rest.
Nick, we've been granted permission to take anything we need from this tomb. I need you to check the area for traps. We don't want to end up spotted against the wall of the grave robbers.
I'm going to...
what would you like to investigate?
I want to see if there's any traps around. I guess, is there bodies laying around?
Yes, there are bodies laying on the ground. Of course, there's the one that is pinned in the wall near the large shrouded creature.
I'll go to the one pinned in the wall while you check the other ones, because obviously that trap's been sprung already.
Alright, I'm gonna check to see if there's any traps on the other one. The dead bodies.
You don't see any immediately, and the bodies don't seem to have anything on them. They seem like they've been killed recently. And of course there is a door immediately to the south that is still shut, a wooden door with iron bands on it.
I want to investigate that door too to see if there's traps on.
Okay.
I watch Zara use the goblet on
Yeah, I put it up to, well, I mean, did he give any instructions, like, how it's supposed to work? Do I just give it to him?
Try pouring a tad bit on him, around the mouth there.
Alright, so I very carefully lift it to his mouth and give him a couple...
As the liquid sloshes out, you lift the stopper out of the goblet. You see Byron's lips immediately upon the liquid splashing on him. His face cracks and immediately turns to flesh, and he begins sputtering and gasping for air.
Alright, I pour the rest.
And as you do so, you watch as Francis immediately ceases yowling. He has been yowling this entire time, I should mention. And he ceases his yowling, and he's now curling in a semicircle, just round and round his Byron's legs, as Byron is the bits of you that were stone are now turning back into flesh and cloth. Your armor, everything about you is now, you've shaken off this petrification.
He'll be grasping and I'll go down to his hand.
Siegfried moves forward and catches him.
Did we get him?
They're done for. However, you do owe Samael your thanks when you get the chance.
Of course. What happened? Well, I don't remember anything. What happened?
Well, I guess he got touched by one of those statue things, and I don't know, I'm not sure exactly what went on in there, but there's some kind of being in there that I guess they made some sort of deal and Samael took it. I don't know, you probably know better. Siegfried.
I'm gonna yell across to Siegfried. Has the deal been completed?
Yes, he is quite well and normal again.
Very well. I found nothing on that body that was stuck in the wall, correct?
Actually, no, you did find a few things. You found a carved bone statuette
Very well.
and a pair of engraved bone dice.
Very well. I'll add them to my inventory.
Was I able to notice anything about this door?
Yes, it's a door. It does not appear to be locked.
Hey, Samuel. I'm going to.
Samuel
look and see if there's any
Shelves.
traps. This is a trap.
What was that, Nick?
Hey, come over here. The door.
I'm on the way.
I help Byron to his feet before backing up.
Seems a little shaky, but he recovers pretty quick.
What are you investigating now, Nicholas?
See if there's any traps around the door.
You investigated already, and it's a door.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna open it.
Stand back. Let me open it.
Oh, okay.
Is there any more of that potion in the goblet?
Fortunately, you used every last drop. It seemed to be just enough to remove the petrification from him.
Well, that is fair. That was part of the deal.
Yes, Samuel, it's the door.
Samael, you're
I'll
opening the
proceed
door?
forward.
I yell back over. Remember, he said what was in that chamber. I don't think he can vouch for anything that's not.
Beyond the door, you see another chamber, smaller, with a smaller sarcophagus, up on a raised dais.
Do I see any exits leading out of that room to any other rooms?
You do not see any other doors in this chamber.
Very well. Then it's
And
part
you
of the
see a-
sarcophagus.
You see a thick layer of dust.
Doesn't look like anybody's been in here.
Looks like so. Just a cursory glance, you do not see any signs of movement or tampering of any nature.
Let me yell over to Gaff real quick. Gaff, it would appear this chamber has been undisturbed. Did you intend for us to go in here as well, or should I leave it this way?
Oh, you have given me everything I asked so far. You may take anything from the chambers.
Proceed, Nicholas.
But do be careful.
Very
Be
well.
careful of what?
None of the individuals that were in here before entered that chamber.
I cannot vouch for its safety. It says that as you begin walking into the room. Samael, you
Yes.
feel, as you step through the threshold, you feel something catch on your foot. And
I'm immediately going to try to jump back.
make a dexterity check.
Sir,
Or no, I'm sorry. Excuse me. Make a dexterity saving throw.
will do.
Ooh.
Okay. So Samael, you pitch forward. Your foot catches on the